Alan Ritchson's new sci-fi action film may be Netflix's biggest movie ever. On his way to becoming Hollywood's next action star, Alan Ritchson has signed a deal to star in an upcoming Netflix movie called War Machine. Not much is known about the film, except that it stars Ritchson alongside a notable group of action icons. However, the actor who's shot to fame by starring in Amazon Prime Video's action series Reacher has come out to say that War Machine will be Netflix's biggest movie ever. Talk about confidence. Ritchson was featured in Wired's web series, Autocomplete Interview, where he answered the internet's most searched questions about him. One of the most frequent questions is, what new movie is Alan Ritchson in? And the actor used the opportunity to talk about his upcoming feature film War Machine. Got like 9 coming out, dude, it's crazy. War Machine for Netflix. I think, and you heard it here first, probably gonna be gonna be the biggest movie that Netflix has ever had. This movie is gonna be a monster. This is the coolest thing they've ever made, guaranteed. War Machine is directed by Patrick Hughes, The Expendables 3, from a script he co-wrote with James Beaufort. It stars Ritchson alongside Stephen James, Jay Courtney, Dennis Quaid, S.M. Morales, and Daniel Weber, among others. Per IMDb, War Machine follows the final recruits of a grueling special ops boot camp who encounter a deadly force from beyond this world. The release date still hasn't been announced, but Netflix acquired it from Lionsgate for distribution. The Reacher star also mentions his upcoming project Playdate, which co-stars Kevin James, Runner co-starring Owen Wilson, and Painter, which he says, it's like a new John Wick. He also mentions Motor City, which is based on a script that was blacklisted for some time, and it co-stars Shailene Woodley, Pablo Schreiber, and Ben Foster. Ritchson says the following about Motor City, an action movie with no dialogue that is an absolute work of art, a 70s period piece. Can Alan Ritchson's War Machine redeem Netflix for critics? Although Alan Ritchson's star status may be enough to make some audiences ecstatic about his Netflix project, the hype that a famous actor generates hasn't exactly worked recently for the streamer. Movies like Back in Action, starring Cameron Diaz and Jamie Foxx, Kinda Pregnant, starring Amy Schumer, and The Electric State, starring Chris Pratt and Millie Bobby Brown, have all been negatively received by critics. By this point, any help that the streamer can get will surely be appreciated, but this help can't only come in the form of a major star. They need better stories, better performances, and better directors. Patrick Hughes' filmography hasn't exactly been subject to widespread acclaim, but War Machine appears to be within his genre wheelhouse. If we add action performers like Ritchson and company, then the movie could be Netflix's chance at redemption. One thing is for sure, it won't be as expensive as The Electric State, which cost $320 million to make, and it's been hard for viewers to see where that amount of money could have been spent. In an era where the line between blockbuster spectacle and heartfelt storytelling is often blurred, Alan Ritchson has officially obliterated that line with his latest cinematic juggernaut, biggest movie ever. Directed by visionary filmmaker Zara Quinn and produced by the powerhouse studio Titancore Films, this sci-fi action epic is exactly what the title suggests. The biggest, loudest, most ambitious movie of the year, and maybe the decade. Ritchson, known for his commanding performances in Reacher and his surprise turns in films like Fast X and Ordinary Angels, steps into an entirely new realm. A dystopian future where humanity's last hope isn't a savior with superpowers, it's a soldier with nothing left to lose. A new kind of hero. In biggest movie ever, Ritchson plays Commander Jackson Valor, a disillusioned ex-military tactician turned interstellar rebel. He's been branded a traitor, left for dead on a dying planet, and haunted by visions of a war he couldn't win. But when Earth's remaining colonies fall under siege by an ancient alien intelligence called the Null, Jackson becomes the reluctant last stand between extinction and survival. This isn't your typical save-the-world hero. Jackson bleeds, breaks, and broods. He doesn't deliver cheesy one-liners, he growls hard truths through gritted teeth, then punches through reinforced steel. Ritchson brings a grounded intensity to the role, balancing raw physicality with emotional weight. He's the kind of character I've been waiting my whole career to play, Ritchson says in a behind-the-scenes featurette. He's tough, yeah, but there's this deep fracture inside him. He's not trying to be a hero, he just can't watch the world fall apart again. The scope, galactic, The story unfolds across multiple worlds, from the decaying ruins of Neo-Tokyo 5 to the oceanic megacities floating on Saturn's moon Titan. The visuals? Stunning. Think Blade Runner 2049 meets Dune with a bit of Edge of Tomorrow in the pacing. Quinn, the director, described the film as a love letter to 80s action films with a future-forward twist. She helms the chaos with a masterful grip, blending practical effects with next-gen digital cinematography. Explosions ripple in slow motion. Gunfights take place in zero gravity. There's a mech suit battle inside a collapsing wormhole, and somehow it all makes sense. High stakes, big themes. While the action will leave your jaw on the floor, Biggest Movie Ever doesn't skimp on deeper themes. At its core, it's a meditation on identity, memory, and sacrifice. The alien force, the Null, doesn't just destroy, it erases. It feeds on what makes us human, our connections, our regrets, our dreams. The screenplay, written by Sci-Fi veteran Marcus Young, dares to ask big questions in between the bullet storms. What if your worst memory was the only thing keeping you alive? What if saving the world meant letting go of everything you love? I wanted to explore the fragility of being human in a universe that doesn't care if we exist, Young explains. But I also wanted to blow up a spaceship with a railgun the size of a skyscraper. So we did both. The cast brings the fire. Ritchson leads an ensemble cast that's equally electric. Zendaya plays Eris, a rogue AI programmer with a vendetta against the Null. Pedro Pascal shows up as Jackson's former mentor turned cybernetic warlord. His entrance involves riding a flaming hoverbike through a plasma storm, no big deal. Michelle Yeoh plays the enigmatic oracle of the Outer Belt, delivering cryptic prophecies in a language that sounds like chimes made of glass. Even the villain is next level. The Null isn't just a monster, it's an idea, voiced with chilling precision by Cate Blanchett in a performance that's already generating Oscar buzz. Her monologues make you question whether humanity even deserves to survive. An instant cult classic? Early screenings of Biggest Movie Ever have led to standing ovations, Twitter trends, and think pieces. It's the kind of film that reminds people why we go to theaters. It hits you in the chest, fries your brain, then asks you to sit in silence during the credits while you process what just happened. Critics are calling it a visual symphony of annihilation and hope, and the most fun you can have while confronting existential dread. Ritchson's performance is central to the film's impact. His portrayal of Jackson Valor is layered, nuanced, and downright brutal. There's a scene, no spoilers, where he stares down an army of Null-possessed soldiers, bloodied and broken, and says only 3 words. That moment? Pure cinematic electricity. Franchise incoming? Of course, with a name like Biggest Movie Ever, one film might not be enough. Rumors are already swirling about a trilogy. Titancore Films recently trademarked Valor Protocol and the Null Doctrine, sparking theories about expanded lore, spin-offs, and possibly a prequel series. But Ritchson isn't rushing anything. "We made this film because we believed in the story," he said at the Los Angeles premiere. "If people want more, if they connect with it, then yeah, maybe we return to this universe. But we built this like it was the last movie we'd ever make." And I think that shows. Final verdict. Biggest Movie Ever lives up to its title. It's a relentless, intelligent, beautifully chaotic ride through space, time, and the soul. With Alan Ritchson at the helm, it's more